which have been fired by the gangs, people away from this area. And they were aiming to cross over.
Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja has found himself at the center of security landscape, navigating both domestic law enforcement challenges and the growing complexity of the key Kenyans' peacekeeping effort abroad. His leadership has recently come under instant scrutiny following the disappearance of a Kenyan police officer deployed to Haiti as part of the multinational security mission. As the head of the National Police Service (NPS), Kanja has vowed to ensure justice and security both within Kenya and international operations where Kenya officers are involved.
Who are on deployment in that area. However, it must be remembered that in all kind of operations, including the operations that our officers back home are handling, from time to time an officer can get injured. But when you get injured, you're also taken care of. You are taken to hospital and treated. So if there is any officer who has been injured in the course of duty, they are well taken care of in terms of treatment. That officer is still missing. And all efforts are in place to ensure that we get him. We get the missing officer. And we want to promise the family of the missing officers that we are doing everything possible to get him back soon as possible.
Kenyan police officers were deployed in Haiti earlier last year as a part of the multinational security support MSS mission to help restore order in the gang-invested Caribbean nation, which is Haiti. The mission, authorized by the United States and supported by the Kenyan government, was aimed at stabilizing Haiti's security situation, which had deteriorated due to violent gangs controlling large part of the country. However, the mission has faced significant challenges, including targeted attacks on police officers by heavily armed gang members. On March 25, a Kenyan officer went missing during an ambush by Haitian gangs in the Lower Apitone region, a hotspot for criminal activities. According to official reports, the officer was part of the contingent sent to recover a vehicle that had been trapped in a suspected gang ambush site. During the operation, his team came under heavy gunfire, resulting in the officer's disappearance. Kanja addressed the media a week later, assuring Kenyan and the officer's family that the full-scale search operation was underway to locate him.
That officer is still missing, and all efforts are in place to ensure that we get him. We get the missing officer. And we want to promise the family of the missing officers that we are doing everything possible to get him back soon as possible.
However, reports from the Haitian Presidential Transition Council later suggested that the officer identified that Benedict Kabiru had been killed in action. The conflicting report had left the officer's family and the public seeking clarity on his fate, where a video was circulating on social media recorded by armed gangs slapping the dead man, one known as Benedict Kabiru. The Inspector General of Police, Kanja, had also to balance domestic policing demands with Kenya's growing role in the international peacekeeping. His stature has been marked by major security incidents, including efforts to curb rising crimes rate in Nairobi and other urban centers. Under his leadership, the NPS has intensified operations against organized crimes, launched crackdowns on illegal firearms, and bolstering community policy initiatives to improve the relationship between citizens and law enforcement officers. However, his administration has not been without controversy. Critics argue that police response to protests and civil unrest has been heavily handled, with allegations of excessive force in handling demonstration. The recent controversy over the Haiti's mission had also raised questions about the preparedness of Kenyan officers on such high-risk international deployment.
which have been fired by the gangs, people away from this area. And they were aiming to cross over. We are here today at Atras area, where the gangs had invaded on 1st of January 2025, while this country of Haiti was celebrating the Independence Day. And we received a message very early in the morning that there is a group of gangs who has invaded Thomasin area. And we made efforts and joined hands with the PNH police, and we came with a team whereby we surely engage the gangs. There was many, and even if you see this hill up here, they had invaded up to this hill and beyond, but we managed to repulse them. We engaged them. So we pushed them down and they went away, whereby we overpowered them. And currently the area is safe and it is very peaceful. And the members of the public have now come back and they are going on with their life as usual.